Hello. Good to see you right here on Your World. How are you doing on Trendy Thursday? It is so good to see you right here on the show. My name is Winnie Lubembe. So glad to have you guys join us today.
And I am Mikali Mary. This feels so good. I want to hug you.
Right? It's been a minute.
It's been a long
How
minute.
are you? But you did so well holding the fort.
Yes, I did.
You
right?
did.
Niko Hivi.
Strong.
Yeah, strong. It's really glad to have you back, Winnie. Yeah. And
Thank
to be
you.
together. I know you were back yesterday.
Yes.
But Nikaacha
That was
were
lonely.
acclimatized. So it's good to have the two of us back on air for Your World.
It really feels good, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
All right, so what are we doing today? Trendy Thursday.
Today, you know, we're talking about AI and the director's chair.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you think about AI, probably you'll think it's a back-end thing, but then I think we had this conversation sometime this year that in the Oscars,
Yes.
they actually allowed and awarded a movie that had a bit of AI in it.
Yes, yeah.
You know, and they say there's a category for that in the upcoming Oscar Awards.
Let me tell you, that got me scared in a second.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, so if this then is like publicly allowed.
Yes.
It's like we're slowly saying, you know what, it is fine. AI take over. Us will just be here and we'll even award for doing the job.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But so today we want to really understand, first of all, just the concept of AI in itself. And like Makali said, we'll be looking at AI and the director's chair. And, you know, the role that AI is playing, and especially in the film industry. Because I'm pretty sure all of us, we love movies, we love films. And there are some spaces that we have seen, you know, purely based on AI. And others were like,
Yeah.
you know, and all those things. So we really want to understand what is the impact of AI in filmmaking and where does the director sit in all those things, okay? Are they scared? Are they happy that it makes work easier?
Is their job safe?
Do you remember those days where they said, yeah, robots zitakuwa zinasoma news, so presenters, anchors,
Zitakuwa na
kazi the next
emotions.
few years. They've been trained.
Oh,
They've been
goodness.
trained. Ziko na emotions.
I think the biggest question is, should we be worried, or is there
Should we be worried?
Is
Yes.
there a future that looks very symbiotic
Yes.
when you look
Yeah.
at AI and what we've been doing in
Yeah.
terms of our careers? And we have a question for you today.
Yes.
The question we are asking you is, how has AI affected the industry you're in, and how do you see it evolving in the near future? How has AI affected the industry you're in, and how do you see it evolving in the near future? You can indulge us on NTV Kenya, on all of our social media platforms. WhatsApp number yetu ni ile tuongeleshe, and our lines are open. If you have questions, we will be answering, because tuna experts.
Let me tell you, nasi moja nasi wawili.
Nasi watatu.
Nasi watatu. It's a full panel today.
Yes.
All the show. And please, for those of us who are trying to call in on WhatsApp, because I had someone call me like, najaribu kupiga ile namba yenye ya WhatsApp. Don't call. Please text on WhatsApp, but call us live, okay? The numbers ziko hapo. Okay, so let's meet our guests. And, you know, per usual, tunaanzaga na wapi?
Yay! I was saying this alone for so long. But at least uliniachia kitu ya kukukumbuka nayo. So every time I did this, I'd be like, Winnie.
We have Benjamin Waithaka, who's a 3D animation generalist. Where? Hi. That is, it sounds heavy.
Yes.
Sounds big. The title, 3D animation generalist, which you'll tell us, you know, what it's all about. But thank you so much for making the time to join us this morning. We also have Rewell. I was about to say Rewell. Rewell, you know, Mumbo, who is an AI expert. Thank you so much for making the time to join us this morning. We have Kevin Kabingo, who is an AI video creator. Wewe sasa ni kama tutakuwa na beef na wewe kidogo, because as we're complaining about AI, you're making videos using AI.
Pali tutapata ndo tunaenda.
It's either you adapt or you die.
Panda matatu utachwa nyuma.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for making the time. We have director Spikes. Hey, why are you director Spikes? Why not director Nini?
Sasa jina ya kitambulisho ni gani?
Jina ya kitambulisho ni gani? But thank you so much for making the time as well. And we have Robert Manyada, who's a business automation expert. Good to see you. Good to have you again. We're resident to it at this point, so it's so good to see you again. Thank you so much for making the time. to as an AI expert, because when the reason why we are here tonight, okay, not the reason why we are here today to discuss it, but the conversation sort of like revolves around your expertise. And AI is not, it's not a new concept.
No, it's
because, you know, in the 90s and then 2000s and then the 20s, we've seen the evolution of, you know, not just technology, but also artificial intelligence. And there's a lot of debate around AI in itself and what AI, so the in and off, does that make sense? The in and off of AI. But can we just start at the very basic level?
Okay.
Artificial intelligence. Some of us would say artificial intelligence, Rafikiria, ChatGPT.
The end. The end.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
but then there's so much more.
There is, yeah.
Sure, there is more to AI because now AI basically is the machines being taught to behave like humans. Yeah, taking the human intelligence and now using data to predict what a human would have done. So that is the basic of AI. Now the out of it is the domain now for this matter, the media. So you get an expert who is versed in media, video production. They bring that data, train a model. This model now acts like an AI for the media. So that is the basis of AI. Yeah, machine learning and all that.
Machine learning.
I know. And the way he says it, it makes it look very simple. But I don't think it's that simple, considering people are just stuck at ChatGPT. And you know.
Okay, ChatGPT is just one
of the many. Yeah.
Do you know, this morning when I was coming to work, I was listening to this, again, conversation still on AI, and someone was saying ChatGPT is not AI. So I'm like, okay, so then what is it? It's like a means to help you get information faster. So I'm thinking, okay, so then what is considered AI and what is not considered AI at this point? Because I was confused.
So ChatGPT, okay, if the GPT part of it is generative, pre-trained transformer. So the generative part of it is you pre-train a model based on some data.
All right.
Then now this is put in a certain program, so it becomes GPT.
Okay.
So ChatGPT is a brand. Okay, we have DeepSeek is also a GPT.
Yes.
We have others that are also working like Grok for X. Yeah, so these are just brands under the GPT. They are all pre-trained, and that is essentially the basis of AI. So AI is in level. So from AI we have machine learning. From machine learning we have now supervised machine learning, and supervised and all that.
Okay.
But it is all under the AI umbrella.
The AI. Okay. Interesting.
Nataka turudi hapa.
Haya.
Generalist. I was so tempted to go with generali, but you know. But what is that? What does that mean? Even just from the title itself, it got us thinking, what's going on?
It's more of 3D generalist is, I work with animation, but all aspects of animation. In animation, you can be a modeler where you just create the characters and all that. You can be a lighting artist. You can be the videographer in there. So I do generally most of that. So I'm well versed in. So a 3D generalist is well versed in all aspects of 3D animation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know we have like about 3 minutes or so to go on a break, and we will just want to hear from all of you before we do so. So Kevin, how did you find yourself in AI video creation as compared to, say, going out, do the things that you need to do, kuja, edit, do all those things and produce a material, or did you siku transfer to move from one unit to the other?
To
what
the
is
other.
That? Yeah.
We understand.
So I think for me it's basically necessity. You find that sometimes, because a lot of filmmaking and all those things you need to do might need manpower, might need money, but let's say, for instance, something as simple as creating this set. If I had a small scene and I needed to expand that scene, I'd go to Photoshop and using its AI features, tell it to add things like these cool graphics you have behind here.
Yeah.
Just you start it out as necessity. I don't have the budget to create a whole set.
Yes.
Just have my actors in a specific place where we can get other things that we can generate using AI. So after that, you just start getting into more things. You learn that, I can use certain tools to create my own storyboards without, especially when you're in Kenya and you're doing short films and all these things, you are working alone or in a very small team. And we can't like do, sometimes because of time constraints and all those things, we can't like go ham and do big things with the size of the team. Okay. So AI has come in handy when it comes to like creating storyboards. We're able to do that. So from the scripting bit, we start scripting, we do the storyboards, we go out and shoot like what we can shoot, but what can AI help us with that? So it's nikale karoiko, come choose unayadingi kwa everything else. Yes. So that's how we use it.
Okay. So it's not completely. There's hope there. There's hope. Because sitting right next to you is someone who is in that world completely. And as you're talking about AI and what you're doing, and he's thinking, is my job there? Safe. Spikes, it's lovely to have you.
We need Spikes.
We need Spikes in all of this. But being in the industry and being a DOP, being able to create things from scratch. And I don't know if you are also part of what happens in the back end. What is the conversation around AI in your industry?
First of all, tumekuwa na wasiwasi sana.
Right?
Fear of our jobs.
Right?
So
very valid.
Until you got to sit down and really understand what AI is.
Yeah.
Because you see, there was a conversation where most of the people are saying it's coming to take over our jobs.
Yes.
But now, if we sit down and analyze everything, is our job really safe? Yes, it is, I can say, for sure.
Okay.
Is AI helping us in generating our content and enhancing it? I can say yes. Though there is some advantages and also some disadvantages in our film industry. Yeah, but all in all, at the end of the day, we sit down, sit with the experts, then have a sit down and look at how things are working, then say, how are we able to collaborate? Because you see, at the end of the day, AI is not taking our jobs, but AI is acting as a tool
to
help us in creating our jobs to be more secure,
better, more effective,
and faster as well.
I think it does a thing where it puts you on the global stage of things. It does, It's like we're not just local anymore. This technology is here. You have it. We need to go to. Okay.
But also looking at the business video aspect of it, because again, filmmaking is a business. And Robert, being here to really help us understand from a business standpoint, how we're able to utilize AI to even make businesses more profitable. How would you? Still on the same question in terms of the conversation when it comes to including AI in our businesses and automation and just making everything efficient. What is the conversation around it, and how are people responding to the same?
Thank you so much. Many business owners currently are using AI, and somebody said that people who don't use AI will be removed by people who use AI. So you need to choose one.
Choose where you want to choose it.
So basically, many CEOs and many companies who have adopted this, some of them are able to produce faster. Okay. You realize, I want to give you an example using parking, where there's automation. If in any case you had a soldier who was not happy with you, they could even tell you, don't get into this parking. So AI does not have feelings sometimes.
And that is like the scary but the neat part of it. It's like a tight balance, because there's no emotion, but sometimes you also want to see that emotion.
So there's some time where absence of emotion is very important in such a scenario, because there will be sometimes there's no feeling. But as a business owner, what you want is that, can you produce what you produce faster? Can you serve your customer much better? Can you plan effectively so that you don't have to really waste time, energy, and resources? So people who use, or business who use AI, their work sometimes is much easier. They can even plan. For example, they know who always come every Friday, every evening. How many people do we expect in our business? How can we plan? However, if you don't, sometimes the people who do can run away with it. You will never know the importance of something until you try it. And you can never succeed if you don't try it some of the time.
All right. Well, hey, people who don't use AI will be replaced by people who use AI.
Chagua. Where do you want to be, you know? And it's interesting that we've heard from all of them. Yeah. And I'm really, really eager to see what our audiences will have to say to the question that we have today. Just before we take this quick break, the question tunauliza ni rahisi sana. Tunauliza ya kwamba, how has AI affected the industry that you're in, and how do you see it affect it in the future? How has AI affected the industry that you're in, and how do you see it affect it in the future? NTV Kenya on all our social media platforms. Tuambie, tueleze pale kwa WhatsApp. Winnie amesema usipige WhatsApp number.
Please don't call. Yes.
Tuko na line nyingine ya kupiga.
Yes.
Piga hiyo. We'll be right back after this break. Yo. Yeah?
I was just there looking for the 6 fingers.
Yeah, but it looks. So the first one is animation. That was you.
By you, Benjamin.
Yeah, and tulikuwa tunauliza maswali huko.
Like how do you make the lips zinasonga hivi
the lips to go word with word. You know, it's
the macho animation. How do you do that?
It's labor intensive. Number one, it's labor intensive, but each for animation, especially if, for example, that one is purely no AI, every blade of grass, every tree rustling, everything you have to build. You see, for animation, it's like everybody here combined. It's film. But in a digital format. Now we are filming in a place where there is a void. You have to create the entire world. You have to put cameras, you have to put lights, everything, including the textures and everything, and also matching the
words and
the words and the lips and all that. So it's quite labor intensive.
How long did it take
to create that?
I'm still creating. So it's a passion thing, like the characters. That
what was saying,
that's a personal passion project that I'm working on.
Yes.
But so far I've done quite a number, but it takes quite a bit of time to be able to do that. It took quite a few months just to set up the character, because the character has to be set up from the muscles, the skeleton, the skin, everything, just like the way the world moves, but in a digital format. That's why I say I'm just like director, but for him to shoot, the talent comes. For me to shoot, I have to build the talent.
So you build the talent.
Yes.
And is this a one-man job? The scripting, the storytelling, what?
Yeah, for this one, yes. That's why I say it's a passion.
Wow. So generalist for sure. Generalist now naelewa zaidi.
But full production that is madness. But this is just for a personal project, so that I can see how far I can be able to push the bar. And that is why things like AI are starting to help, especially on such projects like pre-production and post. I used a bit of AI, the scripting part, and also part of what we call compositing, bringing different elements together, a bit of color grading as well, changing colors. So it's all AI, in fact. It's just like when people are editing, they don't realize they are using AI because they are not prompting. You see, you're editing, you're changing colors, but instead of a prompt, you're moving a dial. So it's actually AI, you're just not prompting it. So we've been using it for the longest time ever. And in the animation space, we've been using AI forever. Because what we are creating, actually, it is actually artificial intelligence. Because that thing does not really exist at the end of the day. And AI is coming in and helping us automate those repetitive tasks. And when people get scared about AI now, for animators, it's like a deja vu in our history. Because there was a time it was more of 2D drawing. When computers came, there was an uproar that now if computers can animate, animators are obsolete. They even say that computers are now smarter than people. Some people were actually fired from major studios for insinuating that computers could actually do something. John Lasseter is one of them. Started Pixar, thrown out of Disney for saying that the computer could. So no, that can never happen. But after that, it has really helped the animation industry actually grow. So it's not something that we should actually fear. It's something that we embrace, and it really helps us.
And learn how you can use it to your advantage.
Exactly. And I'm also an educator, and we are still starting to incorporate it in learning. right now. Initially, it had problems because they said, no, it's AI. And then I was like, now, you see, even in my day, we were not allowed to go with calculators for exams. Now they're going with calculators.
Yes.
And their grades are not just as good as So I feel in our age, they should compensate our grades.
A refund of some sort. I have a question about that particular, just before we move to the second video that we watched, the very first one. The voicing of that, is it a human voice that is used to inculcate into that character, or is it also generated?
No, that's actually me. I just,
okay, Msani.
But going forward, because as I was beginning, when I was doing this, I had recorded some of it some time back. So we had not gotten all these AIs that are able to do that. If I had that back then, I would have finished this production.
Way sooner, right? Way sooner. Interesting. All right, Kevin. So, like I said, we were looking at where the 6 fingers. But if you look at it, you wouldn't even tell that is AI. You would think these are people. It
will take like an extra keen eye to be like, ngoja kidogo. Their face is too smooth. Accent yake ya Kiswahili na feel, you know.
So, like, how long do you think I took to make that video?
Oh, I don't know.
It has to be easier than animation.
So he said months.
So maybe tupatie mawiki ama days. Days of a week.
A whole week. That's wrong. It took me 30 minutes to make that video. It took me 30 minutes to do all those prompts. I didn't do any voice recording. Everything was just a prompt. The whole video was a prompt, and then it generated that. Even the script, just did a simple script in WhatsApp. Not WhatsApp, ChatGPT, sorry. ChatGPT, and then just told it to, I tried to specify that you should make it sound as Kenyan Swahili as possible. It failed a bit, but you see the kind of job it can do in 30 minutes. So when you like sit down and let's say I'm taking those weeks or months where I'm actively going to be like looking for unasema 6 fingers, all that, prompting and making sure everything comes out right, you can make something that's maybe if you can notice the dish he had it looked like an image at some point. Those are the few things you can start changing as you go on. But it's a tool, like you said. It's a very important tool.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you have to also have the director's eye and the vision to know, okay, I'm creating something. There has to be the person behind it doing all those things. Even when I'm prompting, I'd get bad like prompt results. Like even the first part, it's a very British kind of English. I wanted it to be Swahili, but it didn't come out as well. But you can see if with the person who's driving the thing, so the director, the kazi zenu ziko safe especially. you can always figure out what to do. And even like animations, sometimes you'd see in big productions, there are places maybe a 30-second animation, or not 30, let's say a 5-second animation takes months to do, but I can just prompt something that fills in that gap of the 5 seconds that they need.
So 30 minutes?
So you've talked about the Swahili accent being off.
Yes.
Right? So what this brings about is the aspect of how that model was trained. You see, now they used the Western data to train that model. So it doesn't have the natural Swahili data that could bring out the Kenyan accent. And that means that as the stakeholders in the industry, we need to get data that can now pre-trained and come up with models that can do videos based on our culture. Yes.
So when you say train, you know, my grandma is a very big fan of this show. Okay. tunataka kumfunza hizi stories za AI and whatnot. But really, for someone who's curious about you know, artificial intelligence and how they can maximize it in terms of not just being scared that jobs zetu zitaenda, but really use it to their advantage. How do we train? How do we make it as authentic as possible to also, again, because you're trying to communicate to mostly Kenyans, so that people can relate to?
Okay, that is a wonderful question. To build AI, it has consumers and the experts behind the screen. So we have data scientists who work on building models based on a certain culture, based on a certain industry. And that's where domain experts come in, like this, my colleague here. So to make it as smooth as possible, we need not generic data, because what is being used at the moment is just generic data.
Okay.
But now we need the specific data. For example, what you guys have been able to collect over a period. So by training, what I mean is that AI is built on data.
Okay.
There is no AI without data.
Without data, true.
Okay. So data is put in as like an input, and now the output is the model that can do what you can now see, either prompt a script, prompt a video, and so on and so forth. So unless we have the centricity of natural and cultural relevant data, we cannot have the smoothness of how you want it to be.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Spike, go and then we'll come to you. Yes.
Well, I think amenirahisishia kazi.
Right.
At the end of the day,
Yes.
The kind of data that he's expecting, I have to collect it.
Yes.
Okay.
Me as a filmmaker, and in order for us to maintain the cultural perspective of any movie we are shooting in, let's say tumeingia the Maasai culture. If we go deep down there, utapata most filmmakers, even they'll go to an extent of staying with them, interacting with them, so that we get the exact data from that community. So the data we have collected as filmmakers, it's now what AI will take and rely. And also the point of the Swahili was not good. You see also how we talk, how we interact, elation tunabonga. He will rely on it. They collect your data so that ikienda kwa kuprompt, itakuwa similar and itakuwa more realistic.
Okay, because I think it would shock me if I am on a set and there's huku AI ndio inasema action.
Probably stand by and then anakwambia give me
Sidhani kama niko, because hata sidhani kama kuna patience ya guide how humans guide us.
Zile uko live, kuna kalivacho.
Anaendelea na kazi. Yes.
Because we've been having this thing where AI has been touted as like a deity. And we forget that, as he said, it's a machine. And that's why people are getting into trouble whereby they're using ChatGPT as their emotional support. You know, you go there, it's
really nice though.
It understands me, it knows how my day was. It's really
very supportive.
It's very supportive.
People
say the right things.
It's a machine. See, at the end of the day, it's a machine that needs human supervision. So no matter how far it goes, it always needs human supervision. And that's why even call centers and whatnot, most people prefer talking to a human being. There are so many aeroplanes that can actually land themselves. But would you sit in an aeroplane and you're told there is no pilot? You see, already you still need that. Even if it's an incompetent person there, at least there's a human being.
But then we have cars that now are they are Uber.
I mean, the Teslas.
They're picking you up and taking you and dropping you
and most
off.
people, like for example, even in our own setting, how many people would pick that and go to Rongai with that?
No.
So I would try. I definitely would try.
So generally, we have that. We still need to understand that it needs human supervision. And everything that it's given, it's actually garbage in, garbage out. So if you're not an expert in that subject matter, like for example, if I was to prompt for a nice picture and I'm not a photographer, a photographer is going to start talking about, I don't know, exposure levels, I don't know what not. And the picture will come out way better than me who says, give me a sunset. So having the knowledge, the technical knowledge is far much better, which makes our jobs safer and even easier. Now we have more time to go do other things.
Umetuambia echoes of wisdom ungekuwa ulimaliza kitambo sana. I think maybe just looking at the business automation of things, and today like we're in the creative sector, how then can we use probably it in the business sense of things and use AI to probably help in production? There's so many things that goes in play, especially when you're creating something from scratch. How can we use AI to just make things a bit easier in the business side of things in the creative sector?
Thank you so much. AI will make the work easier, but I will want to go back to something here.
Yes. Okay.
How would you imagine if you are being told, ladies and gentlemen, we will be moving at 32,000 degrees, and our driver or the pilot is AI John. Anyway, so AI will
start praying.
Yes, you'll want to leave that aeroplane and go down. So sometimes we need AI, but also we need human being. So our seats are still safe because there are some things that sometimes you need to talk to somebody because sometimes you can supervise AI instead of AI supervising you. But also there are things that, remember, AI is a human being. What you tell the AI is what it will give to the other person. So sometimes they cannot think as human being. And sometimes, like for example, for you to make decision, AI can help you make decision, but there are some that it need human feeling to say, John is not performing. However, he always come early in the morning, and when we need him, he always responsible. So therefore, AI cannot make that tough decision. He will say automatically, John, go home. Automatically, John, you're fired. So that is very good. But if we want things to be done in a better way or faster, let me give you an example. In a production industry where you need to produce from morning to evening, human being will get tired, obviously. You can automate the service and maybe machine will be able to run the whole day. But you need maybe a human being to just now do 2 or 3 things to confirm the way this book has been done. Here we have a problem. We can edit this or we can change this. So we encourage still CEOs and directors that you can still automate the business in the best way possible. However, you still need that human being to talk to your customer very in the morning. Hi, John. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here to just but AI maybe. No. Have
you seen these videos of again online of some like AI? Maps, okay? Exactly. And the way this person is giving you direction. Have you heard the male voice?
No. I should. Okay.
So it's like what he was talking about, them being trained to sort of, but now the training has to be, pristine for you to get to achieve the
There is always the aspect of improvement.
Exactly.
Based on new data, they improve, and to a certain level, they can be better, or to a certain degree, like humans. Maybe 90%, 95%, but not actually 100%.
But sometimes the biggest challenge sometimes we might have is people, when people fear that AI will take our job, I think we should be able to move away from that and say, what else can I do that AI cannot do to my employer on the same? What do my employer need? How can I help him? So AI cannot come and ask me, Robert Manyala, how can I make your life better? How can I help you grow business? So there are things that AI cannot do. So you can be able to be in that company still, but look at what else AI cannot do
that
every day. What are our customers saying about us? What do they need every day? So use AI to give suggestion to your director, to the CEO, and you'll still remain relevant in that place.
I see that.
I think we need a mind shift. Because everybody, I don't know whether it's this country, everybody say, AI is taking our jobs. But I think we need to ask, what job? Which one? Because we all complain, then which one? What exactly is it taking? So until we go down to that, that's when we realize, AI is really not, what exactly is it taking?
Okay. We're due for a break, but can we go through like 1 or 2 feedback and then we do? As we prepare the one on WhatsApp, I have one here from Facebook, and this is from Rafael De Ralphs, who says, AI taking over some jobs. Some of us are losing jobs, and it seems our students at schools in future, no jobs for them, which means fees ni kama wazazi wanaharibu tu. To the director, let's not sit home and whine kazi ifanywe na AI. Director umeambiwa, okay? But if directors, you fight for your liberty, something will happen in future. Kazi yangu ni kungoja, ni watch tu.
Now content watakupa tu.
Okay, all right. So let's get go through some of what you guys have to say on WhatsApp. Okay, so this one says, as Eric Moura from Epic
Raha Events, I see AI as both a blessing and a warning. It helps me work faster, designing, planning, and creating content. But if we depend too much on it, we lose originality and human touch. AI is a great tool, but not a replacement for creativity, emotions, or hard work. Let's use it wisely, not blindly. Thank you, Eric.
Okay.
Good morning. I am Brian Sibilo from Baringo. Concerning AI word style, I used to draw with my fingers, sketch with my soul, shade with stories, my tablet, my canvas, my art, my hustle, a little sketchbook, a little hope. That's how I made my coins. People came to me, bro, sketch my girl, draw my logo, make me look like an anime king. And I did hours, sometimes days, not just lines, but live. Then AI came, and just like that, the game changed. Now clients say, why wait for you when AI does it in seconds? Why pay you when this app is free? And I'm here like, do they see the difference? Do they imenda wapi? Scroll all the way down. Okay, not that way, the other way.
Yes, the other way.
Read more.
Do they see the difference? Yeah, there you go.
Do they see the difference? Do they feel the human behind the pen? Or have we all traded soul for speed? What used to feed me is now just a race against robots. And I'm not just losing gigs, I'm losing respect, recognition, my little space in this digital hustle. But you know what? AI can copy, remix, generate, but it can't feel. Can't tell your story like I can. Can't sketch your journey with my heart. So yeah, I came and it shook the table, but I'm still here. Sketchbook in hand, real hands, real heart, and that they can't replace.
Hey, I really like that.
Oh my God.
This sounds like a poet.
Yes.
That's
very...
right. All right, one last one. Good morning, guys. Loving the show. AI has played a major role in my area. As a student nurse, it helps in research and case study writing skills in the future. I see AI playing a major role in graduation. That is Copilot, ChatGPT, Gemini. I would really love if they took over the world. Say hi to Director Spike. Hey, okay. So we're going to break, and then when we come back, we'll take more of your feedback as well. And if you have a question that you'd want to direct to any of our panelists this morning, feel free to do so. The phone lines are open, and our WhatsApp number as well. So keep sending in your views, and also on our digital platforms at NTV Kenya. We'll go through them when we come back from the break. Just stay with us. Welcome back to the show. What is it?
I did not do anything.
Welcome back to the show. The show is Your World on this trendy Thursday, and we are exploring AI and the director's chair. Yes. And we're trying to understand the impact of AI on film production and filmmaking. And bado tushinde tukisema kazi yetu inaenda matutu embrace. You know, either adapt or you die. Okay. So, but also the thing is, you know what we were discussing earlier is you need to have some sort of skills for you to maximize AI. So how do we learn? Tufunzeni sisi hiyo skills. How do we do that? But before that, let's speak to Joshua from Kisii, who's calling us this morning. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning. Joshua, unatusikia? Sisi hatukusikii?
Nico.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling us. Kuna swali? Do you have a comment?
I have only a comment.
Okay. Go ahead and please speak up to kusikia.
AI is very important, but yes, imenisaidia sana. For example, me kama student TV, hata assignment TV, AI inanisaidia, but there is kitu mbaya ni most of the students tunakuwa addicted sana, hata kazi hatufanyi. So tunategemea tu AI.
Okay, so wewe imekusaidia, but then again we sort of become slaves to AI.
Yes, at least it has made my work easier kama ni note.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Robert.
Asante sana Joshua.
Thank you so much, Joshua, for calling us this morning.
Robert, tumecheka ile ukweli imekataa kukaa ndani.
The reason why is because maybe sometimes you deal with the students and you train them and you wonder how wise they are and how clever they are. But nevertheless, we have to use AI. But basically, what I think we can say, we can use AI in the best way possible. There's a teacher I know somewhere who always give assignment to people. And because he knows students use AI, so here's his answers. So if you realize that he's the same, you have not changed anything, he just marks X, even if the answer is okay. So it's also important that now we also add a few things, change it a bit to ensure that at least we are still thinking.
Okay.
Because the more you try to give out that humor, the better it is.
Yeah.
So yes, remember whatever has been fed there is somebody's mind most of the time. So when you copy paste the way it is, it becomes a challenge. That's why you ask, how come all of us use AI, but John is getting A and me at C or D, whichever, because we still need you to think, we still need you to maybe react in one way or the other.
Okay. The big question is then, how do we do that? So that, because all of you have said the same, that we should not let AI supervise us, we should supervise AI. But then how do we not get to that level where we become slaves? I can't even think. We can't ask a question, I'm here asking AI. You know, how do we strike that balance that yes, we're still able to think and feel and have, you know, add our own emotions, but also still utilize, you know, the power that AI.
So it just becomes a tool and doesn't get like a creative control, like over ultimate control.
Yes.
I think that's what I was talking about, a mind shift, because the students have to be trained that overuse of this AI is detrimental in the long run.
Yeah.
You won't really learn much. Like, for example, I can give a very good example of AI that we've all used for a very long time. Ever since computers and Microsoft Word started spell checking, how many of us always go back to Google to check whether that spelling is correct?
I do that.
You know, you always go
by sometimes.
because over time you lose your ability to. So at the end of the day, you start losing. So you're you're over relying on somebody's mind, as you say. So at the end of the day, we are going to get we are not going to be very productive in future. Because now what we are using is somebody else's mind, and we are not able to grow our own in terms of knowledge and everything. So if the AI, the model still stays there, if we shut down AI today, how would people survive? Okay, especially on tasks, apart from the repetitive ones. On tasks that actually really require brain power. Actually do that. To this day, I remember in school, we used to be told to stand up, and then the teacher says 2 times 2, 3 times 4, you know, those days. Now, everything, somebody asks me something, even in the supermarket, I have to go to the calculator like this. Then you go there, because you're overusing it. So if you overuse it, even within these other industries, if you don't have the discipline, then you won't learn. It's just like copying.
It is copying.
There's someone actually who said, you know what, the brain is a muscle. So if you don't exercise the muscles in your brain, you lose it. So the more you rely on AI, you're losing the muscles, you know, in the brain that will help you, you know, even get more creative, you know, in the spaces. Okay, can we go through more feedback and then we'll come back to Funze skills, filmmakers to make it even better instead of just worrying about it taking your jobs. So this one says, good morning, loving the AI show. I'd like to ask, which platform could I learn how to be a 3D specialist, and what does the market look like for AI and 3D specialists? This is Wilfred from Eldoret. Okay, so I think that is more for you, Benjamin. And then this one says, hey, NTV, I am Nyando from Earth.
Okay. Just in case we forgot. Good stuff.
And that says, AI will not take people's jobs, but robots will. Some factories, robots are now doing the job. AI is just a tool and not a machine, as they are saying. Robots are the machines. Hi. You dear dad, you dear. All right. Do you have another one? As we sort that, there's one I saw here on Facebook. Yes. Kevin Miner, who says, the technology has helped me maintain universal conduct by balancing sensationalism and accuracy. The use of AI has improved my content without encroaching on the facts.
Which I think it's very interesting how it is such a powerful thing, but such a detrimental thing at the same time. And Benjamin Kulkona student talk up here. That means probably you deal with students, and this is open for everyone else. Just before, I think when you'd ask the question, but just before we move away from the students and the brain cells dying, is there a way to verify that this is AI work and this is not AI work, and is it being implemented now that we are aware that it's being used by students?
Yes, sure. Sure, there are pro and contra AI models. So there are those AI models that can write for you. There are those AI models that can humanize what another AI has written, and there are those AI models that can spot for you that this is AI generated content. And because you look at the data that was used to train these models, maybe they were generic. So if you Google the same thing, I Google the same thing, maybe, or I prompt from a GPT, a certain GPT, you find that if those people who trained those models are the same, then we end up getting the same results. Okay. There is no uniqueness in that, as Robert had said. So the lack of uniqueness, and there is also the aspect of having the central point of where models meet. So there is that, I can call it like a database, where all these models, in one way or another, they link there. So they look at what the other model is doing and what this model is doing, so they can easily pull out that data and spot to you that this actually AI generated.
I have a question on that. Okay. So essentially, it's use AI to detect AI.
Sure,
okay.
Exactly.
So
like a cop, a bad cop,
there's a bit of right, good cop, bad cop. There's a bit of bias there, you know, because if say you're using AI to detect AI yake, isn't there like a bit of imbalance and biasness? And
I think it is the right thing, because if we just leave one model to be the superior one, then we will have now the bias coming in. But if we have checks and balances, then we have like there is no extremism happening in the AI world. That's why you find that companies are really competing for the AI cake. You find we have Elon Musk doing his, we have Meta doing theirs, you have Google doing theirs. So they are competing to see who is superior to the other. But again, what are we as Kenyans doing?
Yes. Okay. What are we
Grok, tell me. I think, Kevin, my question would be to you, and in terms of creativity, and we've just seen what you've created. Have you gotten probably a backlash from traditional creatives who are looking at what you're doing and thinking, and now that the Oscars are open to, you know, such things, and I think there's stipulations to it. It's not just open field for anyone and everyone, but how is the reception, and what is the market like for such kind of creations?
From the guys I know, they're using it, they see it as a tool, just another tool. There's no backlash I've gotten, unless you have any. I haven't gotten any backlash, so it's making our work easier. There are challenges and places where it's not doing the best kind of work, but if it's able to like help us achieve a vision of what we want to attain, because at the end of the day, as filmmakers, as storytellers, we want to pass a message across. If the best way to do that is AI, sitakunja mikono and say, AI sasa. So I'll use that. I'll use the AI to achieve what vision I have. So far I haven't gotten any backlash. I haven't heard anything from anyone, but I like that also the Oscars and these governing bodies that are giving awards are specifying like, this is fully AI generated and this is like human made, to give that stipulation.
Just so you know, mtu anaongea kijapanese unashanga, how did they do that?
Because I'd say, especially for me, I work more in the edtech space of content creation. Being able to like take the same content and take it to a different market where I can't speak the language, and there are tools and models that have been created to like dub the audio and all that, helps me to cover a bigger area, connect to more people, and put out the message or training or whatever I need to take out to the rest of the continent.
Okay. So how have you used AI in everything that you do? You know, creating films.
And this is from like pre the production and also after post.
You see, at the end of the day, the back end is still human. Right from the pre-production stage, whereby script writing is involved, location scouting is involved. Now when, let's say for example, I'm a script writer, I have this concept, I'm writing it down. So for AI, I'll use it as a tool to enable me to make it even more finer because there are some aspects of filmmaking whereby you really need to get this concept vizuri and into finer details, but you can't. But through the use of AI, actually itakusaidia for you to enable to now analyze everything in a wider perspective. Even when we talk about editing process, color grading, yes, at the end of the day, still human behind the machine. But now you use AI to make everything finer. So what I wanted to tell people, because mostly I've had this case whereby you find actors au ndo wako na wasiwasi sana utapata in terms of them losing their jobs. But you see now in the modern era and the modern technology, we are able to use someone's face with his or her permission and also the voice. So through that, without him or her necessarily being on the screen, bado akona kazi.
Siko set lakini niko job.
Auko set lakini niko job.
Niliwaazima uso yangu na sauti yangu.
Usiku azima ulilipwa because I was about to ask on the
okay, ni Kiswahili nilisege mnege.
Okay. You know, see, at the end of the day, all we need is human interaction. I can't really interact with the machine the entire time. Maybe in the end, nitaanza kubehave machine. But to have that human-to-human aspect in terms of emotion-wise and everything. Now, all that data which is collected is now when he'll take it, use it. Ndio ukiona AI inalia, unaona by the way it's true because of the data that has been collected.
It's so weird because just this morning again, still when I was preparing for the show, so I was watching this video on YouTube where Will Smith is having a conversation with a robot and he's asking the robot, "Can you put emotion in the script?" And then the robot is like, "Can you?" Can you? You know it all right. So it's like
and it's a truth.
Right? So and speaking of that, Eugene Taos on Facebook says the issue is that AI is more sophisticated, knowledgeable, fast, temperate, and more accessible than the experts. So it's like it's becoming faster and more knowledgeable, and even the whole aspect of emotion. What you're saying is you can train it to have the emotion, so that when someone is watching at home, they wouldn't tell whether this is AI or this is So the balance then part of it, so that you as a creative, then you don't lose your brain cells, when it comes to the creativity part of it. Because if you're prompting it and it's doing almost all these things for you, so then where is your space as the creative? Yes, back end, but then where is your space?
But you are involved, kabisa.
Yes.
I can also say, you see, let me take an example of as a director.
Okay.
I will overlook the entire production, the entire content, the entire content that you're supposed to shoot.
Yes.
So if AI is not able to comply with what I want, eventually I'll do it.
Okay.
Like the goal is I'm able to do it without AI. But with the assistance of AI, I can be able to make things better. And also, maybe we need to regulate also when it comes to use of AI. Because you see, at the end of the day, the market will flood. Since anyone has access to AI, anyone can easily create content. So until we regulate in a way that we have policies that will enable filmmakers, for example, to use AI in a certain way, and let's have a ratio. Like let's produce 80% real content and maybe 20% AI content. 20% being, am I able to access a certain location? Am I able kwenda kwa space to shoot? If I can't, see, I can now collaborate AI now using your voice and your face. And so that we create the content space, and then we create the content that we need to create.
I like that.
Maybe I can say something on that. Also the other place where maybe for creatives the fear can be in is the guys who are actually making the content. He'll get it to learn from a data source, which could be other artists like us. And then someone can just go and say, create an image in the style of Spike's content, and then they can sell that, and Spike doesn't get anything. So even with the regulations, it's helping artists to like preserve and protect their
Data,
intellectual property. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a big part. which
There's
is-
a studio called Studio Gilby, and there was a whole court case on that because it's a style.
Yeah.
You know, people thought it was some AI thing. People had picked that style and were using that Gilby style.
Yeah.
And it was a whole court case thing over there. But at the end of the day, I would want to jump into what Kevin is saying there. And I don't think we need regulation on it.
Okay.
I really don't, because it's like I've seen this before.
Yeah.
There's a time when computers just came in, there's a time we had a program called PCDJ. Okay, those who are old enough will remember.
What is that?
PCDJ.
Yes.
This PCDJ used to just pick music, load it onto a software, and it does the DJing thing for you. It scratches, done everything. And DJs were up in arms that now this thing, everybody can now get a DJ gig.
Yeah.
And for a short while, DJs were all you needed was a laptop and some music.
Yeah.
Then after a short while, everybody's like, are you going to be using PCDJ? No, we want a real
DJ.
Okay, so it's the same even for us creatives.
Yeah.
That yes, it's actually going to kind of, the entry level is going to be very easy for everybody.
Yeah.
But they cannot go past a certain point without that knowledge.
Yeah.
What that also means is that the level of production and creativity is going to go even higher. Because you're starting at the 5th floor, this person is starting underground.
Yeah.
When AI comes, it pushes you 20 floors up, but then they're still not even at 5th
Still
floor.
not even, yeah.
So at the end of the day, the market kind of regulates itself. With time, things change. There were typewriters that the ones we were used to being expelled with typewriters.
Yes.
I'm really betraying my age.
I know, because I'm like,
There were huge things there, typewriters, where the secretary had 2 of them because one did not have H, the other one had H. So she moves there, picks the H, brings it back and continues. And when computers came and typing, and they were like, now we are going to become obsolete. Until they realized through their typewriting skills, they are very good, very fast typists. So when it comes to computer, they were very fast. And at that time, computers were everything. You used to go to school, you know, after school, you must learn a computer, have a certificate, you know. Then today, it's expected that you know how to use a computer. It's not even, even the AI will reach there. It is expected you know how to use it. It's not even asked as a requirement. It's something that is expected. So with time, the equilibrium kind of comes.
Balances.
Yeah, it balances.
And then something new jumps into the
and then we're
market.
like, we're like, yeah. But Robert,
again.
I'm also keen to hear your view on you know, regulation, not regulate. And then I think maybe this will be for you in terms of, so now that we're feeding too much data, you know, to AI, then the protection of the same data, because if I'm having a full-on conversation with ChatGPT, for example, it means it knows so much about me that same week Kylie goes and types, what do I need to know about Winnie? And remember in the conversation we used to have a chat, you know, like she can easily access information that ideally she wouldn't, you know, have if I did not feed
Is it possible to do that, though? I could just easily just... Like what
try.
Maybe to the question that somebody asked about the robot and automation.
Yes.
We have 3 types of people currently. We have people who are still analog. We have people who are, let me say, mini digital and fully digital.
Okay.
So you need to know where you belong to.
All right.
And I want to give you an example. Today, if you have to go back to your former primary or secondary school and you search for your certificate, they can take the whole day looking for it from one file to the other. So that means they're wasting your time and they're wasting their time. So that's where now automation sometimes helps. I want to give you another example. Assume today government has requested that we apply for a specific job. We might have even up to 6,000, 10,000 people doing the same. But if in any case you use AI, it will be easier. Or when you use technology to summarize this and maybe remain with 1,000 people, then now you need to have directors in their seats asking the tough question which AI cannot ask on the same. So in that level, we have been able to collaborate.
Okay.
But also, now let me go to some digital people. These are people who already know advantage of digital or automation, but they just use it to do management.
Okay.
For example, in this place, maybe we have management system for knowing who did what. But many places, they don't have value add or let me say AI-based kind of system now. This is now the 3rd layer, value add. For example, there's a client that can come to you and ask, for the last 3 days, I've been having a challenge. How can you help me on that? And maybe sometimes you are busy. You can now use a value-add system to detect is there a challenge, is there a complaint, to really help you. Today, maybe one of us is not looking fine. They are so sad. What can we do? So you can use such kind of technology to detect whatever is wrong, because there's something called behavior. When somebody comes to the office, how they look like, and today, so you can even use AI to detect even the behavior of a human being and call them. AI might not call them, but you can call them and talk to them, discuss their problem at home and all that. And finally, we now recommend people that for you to become best company, best business ever, try to now go to a value-add based kind of automation. That means you need to check what is the problem. Yes, you can manage human being, you can manage everything, but the highest level is now the value add. So we can now use AI to detect few things, because any business owner need to be more successful, many of them. They need to be more happy, they need to be more relaxed, they need to get peace of mind, they need to go to various places. But that's why now automation come. Somebody one day told me one thing. When I went to him, he said, Robert, you see, the reason why you're giving me point of sale is because wananibia. So many people are slave in their businesses. But when you do the automation, they can have time to walk, talk, and become natural. There are people that you'll never meet simply because they were the one who knows that I am the one who can hold my money. I cannot trust anybody with my money. And therefore, this person loses a lot in the whole world. So many things happening that they cannot know. So we encourage people, automate, because speed is profit.
Hey. Guarding it with your life. Literally.
All right, let's go on a break, and then when we come back, we'll again still explore more on the regulations and also look at policies. In the country, do we have
concerns,
right?
Like,
do we have?
People use things as AI to create things that are not good things.
Because I know we have the national AI policy, but most of this are still in draft, which again we'll explore more. But there was also a question for you on 3D and their space and whatnot. We forgot to answer. But yes, we'll answer that, when we come back, and also look at more on your feedback. So just stay with us. The show is Your World.
Welcome back to Your World. During the break, we've gone back to our grandmas, mothers, and how chapos were made, and how we are resistant as a nation to change, and we are over fighting AI instead of really taking the time to understand it and what it can do for us and embrace it. Because it's here, it's not going anywhere.
It really is. It really is. There's a comment that I saw. Just give me 1 sec. And it said, please do. This is it says AI. No, I'm kidding. Abna Otondi, who said, when you fear to become an artist, you'll be attracted to AI automatically.
That's interesting. I'm safe. Definitely safe. We've got a few comments, questions on WhatsApp. Then we take this and then we can have them answer the questions that we asked just before the break. Winnie, can you see?
All right, so this one says, hi, Mwalimu Wisdom, J. Wafula from Langas, Eldoret. In my own personal view, I don't support this idea of AI. Hey,
hey guys, this topic is very inclusive. Personally, AI has helped in work, and I surprised many with skills that people think it's me. Well, it's AI. So I support the cause that AI is a machine and can never substitute human mind or intelligence and excellence. It's Jacob. Thank you so much for sharing, Jacob. Good morning. To be honest, when I was doing a diploma in 3D animation, it has helped me a lot in terms of my whole course, in terms of storyboarding, character description, on how I will model my character, also in script writing, and also it has helped me telling me some of AI voiceovers that I can use. Say hi to Benjamin Waithaka, because finally I have met someone on your show who has done animation.
Yay! Okay. And then this one says, good morning, guys. You'll look fine. Thank you. I really think in the near future, AI will really turn on humans, because people are clearly getting dependent on AI. Banking systems, missiles, and military equipment will be taken over. I think AI is the next apocalypse. Didn't mean to be dark. Where after dark. Hey, there's a whole for you. Go.
So here we go. For me, AI has really come in handy teaching me the way through film production. I've not gone to a film school, but thanks to AI for teaching me all about filmmaking. For ChatGPT, did he use the free version or a paid version for the second AI clip? I think that's a question for you, Kevin. Let's scroll the other way. Yes. AI is a really great feature. It's here to stay. It's for us creatives to emulate it. AI is not here to replace Kenyan creativity. It's here to supercharge it. Imagine filmmakers writing full series Bibles in hours, animators generating test visuals in minutes, or musicians exploring sounds that never imagined before. The future isn't about AI versus creatives. It's about AI with creators. Let's embrace it before we are left behind. Hey, NTV, my take on the topic is that AI is not here to replace Kenyan creativity. It's here to supercharge it. I think that's the same thing. Same thing. Thank you so much for that.
Wow. Okay. And then,
Charity Emali, I am a student, but I guess AI is making us not to strain a lot and use our brains because it's doing everything for us. It has its negative and positive impacts too. Shout out to the AI expert, Ruel Mumbo. Mom, dad, and the whole family are happy watching him all the way from Busia. AI is helpful and not helpful at the same time. Lately been thinking, why are these tools free? There is a hidden cost that we have not yet realized. My thought is AI is there to read humans and their behavior so that robot manufacturing can be better. Assalamu alaikum. This is literally how every apocalypse movie starts. AI, then boom. Good morning, guys. I am Stepper from Kisumu. AI does not necessarily limit creativity, but it improves research work as it collects information all over the internet.
Wow. Okay. All right. So this one says, good morning. I'm Joseph from Mombasa. As a graphic designer, AI has enabled me to quickly discover creative design ideas by offering smart recommendations for new styles, color schemes, and layouts. Okay. So AI is making it easier for him. All right. So this one says, hi, I am Professor Tyson Gao from Kasuna Ahero. Nowadays, we are graduating AIs instead of students. AI is good, but when it comes to our universities, more so on assignments, I say no to AI. In terms of creativity and creating content, AI is superb. For instance, editing, all right? And then this one says, hi, good conversation from experts. We are learning. This is Pastor Agri. Say hi to AI expert Ruel. Okay, do you have another one? All right. So even as we wait to see more from your feedback. I have this one from Facebook. So this is David Kabata who says, AI is not a tool, but an agent. Haya, tumesikia tool, mara agent, mara sijui nini. Sasa, machine learning and whatnot. Ruel would have said to understand the difference. And then Eugene, I think I read this, yeah? Yes, where they said AI is more sophisticated, knowledgeable, fast, temperate, and more accessible than an expert. And then Mzungu Mrefu. That's it about Facebook. AI is your co-pilot in executing recurring tasks on your behalf. And then Joshua Umondi says, we have to embrace technology. It is here to stay. However, we must also neglect using, we must also not neglect using our own. We'll be concerned, we'll be like, hiya.
Yeah, we should neglect.
Can you answer that question on 3D and the space of 3D?
And how to use AI.
So for 3D, I think they asked about how can they learn 3D. Is there a platform?
Yes.
There are a lot of platforms that are going to teach you 3D animation. The biggest being YouTube University. But the best way to learn 3D animation or any animation or creative process is in a structured classroom.
Okay.
Because there you are able to meet and link, because it's not like I don't know which industry. For us it's more collaborative. So if you just stay at home and learn the ins and outs, you really not learn the industry. There's a lot of things you learn from that collaboration and a structured way of learning. Because in most platforms, you see they only have snippets. So you need a structured way of learning whereby the classroom is going to push you through the things you don't want to be pushed through. Because most people are learning animation, film, whatever, they want to just start and blow up things. I can assure you the first few months are very boring when you come, because the foundation is what people don't want to learn. They want the quick fixes of the big one. So in a structured classroom, it's way easier to be able to do that, to be able to learn and integrate easily.
Let me tell you, kuna mtu amesema kitu hapa YouTube inanishtua hadi mimi. Okay? This is Steve Jean Osogo amesema AI will replace all teachers and doctors, and yes, you news anchors too will not be spared. Then anasema goodbye journalists and producers. Did I mention music producers too? Guys, we're saying no, AI is not here.
Will they laugh with you like the way we are laughing with you like here in the morning?
I know, right? I'm putting emotion
into things.
It will not.
They say the same about the calculator. You know, it's like an accounting firm that refuses to use calculators.
Really. Surely.
I was saying the guys should not be afraid because there are things that AI cannot do and human being can do them. For example, we realize that every day there are so many things that we do and we need to do them differently. So when you need when this person is going to do whichever job they've been given or whichever area, we expect them that at least they can make decision. Critical thinking, I don't think whether AI can do critical thinking based apart from whatever it has been fed. So things like critical thinking, maybe I might not do to the perfection, yes, to some extent. Then number two, what AI might not do. Sometimes there are things that are not difficult to be done, but AI can do them. Like, let me give an example. If you have to make a decision of who need to remain here in case we are supposed to go, AI might not do that very well unto you. Then being biased. There are some scenario where even in government, in institution and all that, there are some things that biasness always are there, but we might need AI not to be biased, but sometimes also we might not need AI to be biased, depending on what you want to achieve.
Oh, I see that. Okay, so then I think the consensus is AI is not here to steal anyone's job. And what we can do as a people, creatives or not, is embrace it and also learn the necessary skills that you need to, so that AI can complement, you know, whichever field that you are in. How do we learn those skills? But I know you also have something to say. But then again, so how do we learn? What is this basic skills that all of us can learn? Teachers, doctors, creatives, to really, you know, use the power of AI.
Okay, first of all, the overall thing is that AI will not take our jobs, but it needs you to embrace using AI. Because we need your vision as a director, a film director. We need your creativity, and we also need that human touch. Okay, so that concludes that AI, as much as it is a tool that we can use or a technology that we can use, it will not take away our jobs. So going back to the question on how we can learn, we can start by learning how to prompt at the basic level. Because the way you prompt an AI model and the way maybe my colleague here prompts could be different, but pointing to the same question or the same end goal. But now the quality of your prompting will give us superior results as opposed to if you just maybe, if you are creating maybe a film and you just put like create a film, a Maasai film, but now an expert who knows how to prompt exactly will put in the nitty-gritties, the salt, Royco and all that. So the prompting is what we can all start learning. It is the basic one, because just writing.
Just to add on to that and maybe just tag you along, how then would you prompt the same thing? Maasai film, nimeingia nimeandika shoot niataka movie, you know, basic. But then as an expert, how would you recommend that someone does it?
I agree with what you said about having at least some knowledge on whatever thing you're doing. So for instance, I'll key in even the type of camera I want the film to be using, what kind of lens I want that, if it's a 50mm lens, I want that to be shot in a 50mm. Is it a wide shot? include that in the prompt, is what's the color, how the color grade and how the scene looks like, what's the depth. You have to learn to know all that lingo.
That's a whole composition for a prompt.
So
it's not a one-liner.
So if I don't know anything about filmmaking, I'll just go and say, I want a Maasai dancing or jumping in the forest.
Then that won't work.
But I need those details to make it cinematic. Is it a 16:9? All those things, you have to include them in the
on the scripting, Spikes, like how would you really prompt? Because that's just be like,
it's a rom-com. Rom-com,
right?
Yeah, ghetto.
Yeah. something.
It will give you something.
Yeah, definitely. But it's not what you want. Yeah.
It will give you something.
Yeah.
But you see, you need also to focus on the mood of the script, the setting of the script, and the character of the script.
All right.
Because if you just type, give me a video of a Maasai jumping, they'll give you I don't know if, because I'm sure, because you see, I'm sure even the Maasais in Kenya and let's say with Tanzania, they have differences in a way.
Yes.
So you might find unapewa feedback ya TZ, yet unataka ya Kenya. So until also me, I go there, I find every detail so that when I'm prompting, also when he's prompting, AI is able to capture that data to find details and bring it into a real image.
I really like that. So a question then for you and for you, Robert, and now that we have the creatives here, how would they then maximize the impact of AI, make it efficient in their business? Because they're running a business, right? And you're talking about automation and AI and what it can do. How would you advise then filmmakers who are watching us? Because now you don't have to shoot, do all those things and then go sell it in like Blockbuster, to Letepa Nation, to Tarans. People actually do everything that they need to do and just post it online. So also maximizing on the same, but also the business aspect of it. How would you advise a filmmaker who's watching us at home?
Thank you so much. I want to give an example because for social media, I've done it for many years and we're big on that. But what has helped us, we had the power to use AI. But if you use AI 100%, you might lose it. And I want to give you an example. There was a video that has trended in Kenya many times, natural videos. Example of a lady dancing for a child, somewhere in maternity somewhere last year. That image was everywhere on the same. So yes, for people who do videos and all the same, we'll request them, or where possible, you can mix AI and natural video. Imagine when you see somebody explaining 1 to 3 things, matters a lot. So when you are doing an AI video, sometimes it's good also to maybe do a natural one. You can mix in between. It allows somebody to continue to have humor. And I want to give you an example based on what you have said. If today you prompt also wrongly, you can get wrong information. For example, how was your day? What will you tell me?
Good.
Thank you. So what about we change the sentence? Explain to me how your day was and what you like and what you don't like. So that's now the prompting in a simpler way for many people. And again, this prompting also can help a lot. For example, even Google, let me use Google. Today you want specific information. So when you go, we say terrific is being specific is being terrific. So it is more importantly to change how we ask things to ensure that we get information, because most people say hi, because that is how hi. So we need to change this one a lot. But back to that point, I suggest 3 things. Number 1, we try to bring emotions as much as possible, trying to adjust to whatever people want, but we should not leave the tradition, because there's a way people say that the things that people are used to. For example, if you're told karibu ndani, what will you use? You'll get in through the window or through the door?
The door.
Exactly. So imagine getting through the window. So that's basically what people expect. There are things that people still expect despite using AI to develop what you're supposed to develop. So for us to remain relevant, use AI, but still become creative and try to use what people know to what they don't know, from known to unknown.
It opens up the scope to that. I think there's
it's going back to what he said. You need to go through the boring process of understanding the thing you want to focus on, and then prompting will start.
Because it doesn't make sense if I don't go through that journey, then I won't even know what to ask for.
Really. And
I think just before, I think before the break and even after we came back, there's something you asked really about policies.
Policies,
and
yes,
what is available now. What does it say?
Yeah.
Especially in the Kenyan
most of it
space.
is like in the draft stage, but yes, yeah.
Okay.
Where do we?
Looking at AI as a whole, there are regulations, but at this particular point, they are pro-West.
Okay.
So you see, most of what we feed here is from the Western countries. Most of the GPTs are not Kenyan and not African. Okay, so there is what we call ethical AI, and this has been put in organizations that regulate people's data privacy, like GDPR for the European, and also recently in Kenya. The ODPC is adopting the same. That as we use AI, we've seen the misappropriation of AI, like deepfake. Deepfake is where I think you've seen those clips where people are put in coffins and all that. So that is now using AI for the wrong reasons. Okay, so this calls for policy, and the government is trying to come up with policies that will ensure that there is ethical use of AI. Yes.
Okay. The question is how soon?
How soon?
Because the more we delay, the more people...
I think it's not a problem because right now, AI is its infancy. So you might put policy now, tomorrow, something else. And that's why right now, it's even wrong for you to get invested in one particular AI solution. Because you're here with ChatGPT, all of a sudden, boom, DeepSeek. Then another one, another will come from Machakos next week. I mean, it's changing. So right now we are that place whereby you try to regulate this, then another one comes. But I think the laws we have already are almost, they're almost there because obviously defamation, whatnot, they can get up to a certain level. Up to a certain level. But when it comes to things like rights, like what he was saying, people using now your face, because now you can kind of train the AI. I think it's very many hours for it to really get your voice, and people use that. So legally, how do you get to that point, and how do you charge that? So I think those are areas they need to look at even going forward.
Wow.
Hey. Yes.
And also I wanted to ask our AI expert, and maybe in a business perspective. If I produce a film, 50% I'm being realistic, 50% I completely use AI. Whose content is it? Is it AI, the programmer, or the user?
So, hey.
Good question.
Okay, there is what we call open source. Open source is whereby for us developers of these systems, we allow anyone to use it without tagging us along. Okay? For example, OpenAI started as an open source AI company. But now, if you use an AI model that is not open source, of course, that's where the issue of pricing comes in. There is the free tier, and this one you will have their logo embedded on that film. But now there is the paid one where the logo or their rights are now removed from that. So it depends on how you are using it, either if it is open source or if it is a private company.
I think that's where the dilemma is coming. You remember a few months back, we had this issue with editing softwares and whatnot, whereby you've bought the software, but now they have another contract with an AI training. So they are using my work to train the AI, and they are training my style, and that is my edge. But me, I've not given consent to that. But now for me to use this, they have a fine print of about 0.00012 down there that says we will use this for. So legally we are that dilemma, but things are working out slowly by slowly.
Also be careful with the terms and conditions. Just don't use all the AIs, because there are some, they have like fine prints of, if that video, if you sell the movie, we own a certain percentage if the things are created in this software. So be careful with the fine print of any AI tool you're using.
In short, you're saying, please learn to read terms and conditions.
Don't say I agree.
As whenever box you check, we move.
How many times do we read?
Your box you copy, you check, and then you move.
So
all right. So we're about to end the show.
Yes. No, it's Robert.
Robert, you wanted to say something?
But the most most important thing, maybe as we end this, is to tell people to always try to verify. Because when you are using AI to get you want an answer to a specific question, or you are doing some research, just the same way he has said, not every content which is being given to AI is correct or is true. So we always advise that you can use various AI to just verify if it is okay on the same. Because if you know this person is called Ruel, for example, and 2 people are telling you it's not called Ruel, so you need to start thinking, what is the problem? Is it the color, the image, or what is the problem? On the same. But my main concern this morning is that we can try use AI, we can do it better, and we can learn from other people's failure. We have enough material online to guide you, because fear, I said, is poverty. And mostly, if you don't try, somebody else will try.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hey, you don't have to patia
Lines, captions, t-shirts.
Okay, so can we go through the feedback quickly before we end the show? Do we have WhatsApp? On WhatsApp? I saw one on X actually.
There we go.
Okay, go ahead, and then I'll do the one on X.
Hello, NTV. Linus Ngatia here, tuning in all the way from Ireland, enjoying the show kabisa. Where we are global. Tunapenda sana Linus, asante. As a master's student in artificial intelligence, I can say AI is without a doubt a revolution and will play a key role in the advancement of human civilization. It is also a wonderful tool for enhancing personal productivity if used responsibly. Please say hello to my sister Annette Ngatia, an intern at the studio department there at NTV. She's working behind the scenes for this show as we speak. Super proud of her. Annette, Gallery. Okay. Thank you, Linus.
Yeah, let's see. All right.
Do we have one more? Okay. Kindly ask, can someone use AI to write a story, maybe publish it and sell it in the market, given the fact that the person came up with the idea of the story? Is it a quick yes or a no? Can I write a story? Can I publish? It's a yes. It's a yes. Hi, I am a Zona C. Okay. Watching live from E10, home of champions. Show Economa. I won't say hi to Sonny C.
Hey.
Where's any musician in Kenya?
Who you are It's okay.
Kenyans, we were listed as the most users of GPT, which it was very true. Kenyans were listed as the most users. Yes, let's learn how to embrace it. Thank you so much for that. Hello NTV, Your World. I'm Director Shaggy Okari from Mombasa. I'm the director to Komitani na idea mingi zenye ukishirikisha AI zinakuwa professional. Pia mimi nitatumia AI. Chenye mimi nimejaribu kuelewa hapo ni AI ni kama msaidizi kwa content yako. Juu AI haiwezi basi nimeamua tusimalize. NTV, AI is creating jobs. That's the series I'm producing using AI.
Okay. Oh, I met my link.
Okay. NTV, I'm turning from Kasarani. AI is taking jobs, but it's creating more jobs than it's taking. The below link. Okay, that's the series of the film that you're creating via AI.
And then there's one here on X who says, this is Iris. Is it Iris Tiene? Who says, let's be honest. If your job is routine and repetitive, AI is coming for your job. Call a spade a spade.
And not a big spoon. We were having this conversation. What to kufanya data entry? To play worried. There's one more on WhatsApp. Let's have it.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Says the presentation by the IT expert on today's, I think, show, Robert, was absolutely impressive, clear, insightful, and engaging. Hey, it's refreshing to see tech explained with such confidence and simplicity. Well done. And by the way, a text was generated by AI.
Yes, thank you.
You win.
Yes, you win. You do. You do.
A very big thanks to your panelists this morning. Benjamin Waithaka, 3D animation journalist, Ruel Mumbo AI expert, Kevin Kabingu, AI video creator, and Lisema EdTech.
Yes, please.
Director Spikes, film director, Robert Menyala, business automation expert. Asante sana. Insightful conversation we had this morning. We've learned so much, and I hope you did. But allow us to say goodbye. My name is Winnie Dubembe. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow on Friday. Entertainment Friday.
Yes. And I've been your host, Mukali Mary. Have an amazing, amazing day. Until tomorrow. Adios.
Goodbye. See you.